we're back. We're round 2.
Part 2.
Part 2. For the people who've missed it, there is a part 1. There's some stuff in part 1 was about film 2 and 3. This is going to be mainly about 2 and 3, but might be about 1 and the other ones as well. So there you go. Yay! Harry Potter films very much have a formula. They have a formula that always opens with at the Dursleys and then goes to Diagon Alley and then goes to Hogwarts, then have adventure and, well, you first go on the train to Hogwarts, then you have adventure.
Well, they don't always go on the train.
Pretty much.
They went by car.
Yeah, okay. They tried to, well, they saw the train, so that they came bloody close.
Yeah.
So they tried to go on by train, and I understand and I agree, but it would break down after Harry was done with schooling, because then you have to think of something else. It actually did break down with Fantastic Beasts because J.K. Rowling tried the same thing, and it didn't work because there was no school to hold on to give you your framework, and so the thing drowned. And the one thing I noticed, and I noticed it very much in the last few books, is because then they're not in school, they're on the run, and they're just weeks of doing nothing at all. Normal people, of course, go to school in that time, and that works while you're in school. But when you're not in school, you cannot just be doing nothing for weeks. It doesn't work. So that was my thoughts.
Well, Harry is in prison at the beginning of this film.
Yes, he is.
So he's it's going worse with him, but he does have a room now. As I understand it, the Dursleys got guilted into giving him a room because now the Hogwarts people have seen it and he needs a room.
Yeah, I need to check that because I do know that later on, once Sirius is on the in the picture, he does some gentle threatening of Vernon to be a little nicer, and I'd have to...
Yeah, but that's not... In book 2, that is not even a thing.
Yeah, some gentle threatening from either Hagrid's or Sirius's or anyone else.
But it's not explained in the film.
No.
So, you go by the film, there's going to be... It's very concise. There is a lot not said. And you have to just kind of infer or not worry about it and just don't notice things.
Yeah, and I think these books are sometimes a victim of their own format, that he has to go back to the Dursleys every time, and it just sucks, and I think it sucks with bells on, and why, and
they don't explain that in the film either. I got explained to me that it was because the Dursleys' place has magic warding, so Harry is safe there. That's why they will let him go back every summer.
Yeah, the reason is that on that same timeline, what is messed up of the Lily and James's death, Voldemort came to kill the Potters, all of them, and Lily stepped in front and said no. Not Harry. And when Voldemort killed Lily, we don't know exactly how. It's either something that Lily did or it's an accidental moment where her sacrifice of stepping in front of Harry gave him the love of his mother and a boon, a magical spell around him. And for some reason, and I'm still not quite sure why, Dumbledore certainly thinks that Lily's sister, which is Petunia, would have that familial magic. Yeah. And so so the Dursleys would be a safe place, magically safe. I don't know if Albus actually tested that, or he just supposed it. I don't know. But it's altogether shitty. And I think it's just a a plot trick to get the desired situation where J.K. Rowling is concerned. I think that's why it exists, which is very shitty with Belton.
It's in serial television. It is a trope to everything goes back to where it began, so that next week we can tell another story from the same starting point, and then you bring it back. So from that perspective, you have to get back to the Dursleys every time. But it's a really horrible place to be.
Yeah.
And this time, Harry's in jail.
Yes.
Because they barred his windows.
Yes.
And they won't let his bird fly. I mean, endless. So he gets busted out of jail by
Ron.
By
and
Ron
the flying
in the
Fort
car.
Anglia.
Yes.
I love the flying Fort Anglia.
But at the end of the first movie, Harry says, "I'm not going home. Hogwarts is my home."
Because he's not metaphorically going home. He's going to a place that is not his home.
Yeah, because everybody's going home, which should be joyous. And he has to go back to jail.
Literally a bunch of the fanfics, because I do read the fanfics, and there's some interesting takes on things. Is there a lot of some of them actually make the point that the moment he realizes that no, the Dursleys are not his home, Hogwarts is his home, then the protection actually goes away, and he is now in danger, and he has to get the F out, which, of course, then what happens? Yes, we don't know what the nature of this protection is, of how it works, whether or not it's on Harry himself, so anywhere he would live he would be safe, or where he would live permanently would be safe, or if it's because of Petunia is also is family of Lily. We don't know. We just don't know. And I think the failing of Albus, and Albus absolutely failed in this respect, is to check it out more thoroughly. Also the living circumstances. Just talk to Petunia and you'll know in one moment whether or not you can leave a magical child with this woman.
Yeah.
And but also the nature of this protection, he should have researched it. That's his job.
Yeah.
That's
it's not like he doesn't have time.
Or get somebody from ministry to do it, or get Flitwick to look at it.
Loads of people have time.
Loads of people have time. And
this is important enough. The welfare of one child is important enough to spend the time.
Especially if this person is supposed to be the savior of something or other, or has already, as a little child, he was the person who vanquished Voldemort the first time. It didn't stick, but they didn't know that. But at least he has value as that. There's no way to treat him like this. This is bad.
Yeah.
Albus Dumbledore, bad. You were naughty man.
And Hagrid left him there as well.
Hagrid is not your brain on legs, you know. I'm more going to be upset with McGonagall about that, because she bloody knew better. She actually says it. These people are the worst kind of muggles, and she said it, and she did nothing. So McGonagall needs her butt kicked, and Albus needs his butt kicked, and Hagrid, he's good with animals and not with people.
Yeah. I mean, you could have left Harry with Hagrid.
He won't likely to sit on a baby. No.
No, he takes care of animals. He doesn't sit on them.
Yeah, but they don't always survive. They don't always survive.
So when they get to Hogwarts, they start to... Oh yeah, well the car escapes into the forest.
Yeah.
That's handy to know.
Yes.
But they do start off fairly quickly with the Mudblood.
Rhetoric, the fascist Matlock
information. So we're stepping it up a level. We're not just bullying, we are now racists. And nobody does anything about it. Nobody has done anything about it. If you continue to watch the film, this has been going on for 1,000 years.
And the way that racism and fascism is perpetuated is by when good people do nothing.
Yeah. So this is really now starts the big storyline of everything. We're no longer doing a cute large children's film with magic and Quidditch. We are doing a storyline about really important items, really important issues in life, and how people should not treat each other and why.
Yeah. And the interesting thing, because it is about pure blood rhetoric, and then McGonagall says, at some point came up, that the founders, they were looking for the heir of Slytherin, and the founders are, one of the founders is Slytherin, so 1,000 years, or thereabouts, over 1,000 years I believe it says.
Salazar Slytherin, he was a dark wizard.
Yes.
And this is 1,000 years ago.
1,000 years ago. It's very interesting for the people who know a little bit about actual world. People who lived, so the Charlemagne lived, real Charlemagne, lived about 800 and something or other, so over 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
We, genetically, everybody in Europe is related to Charlemagne. It's so long ago, every wizard person is related to founders in one way or another.
Okay, so
every single one. So
that brings me to this other point where they are completely oohed by that Harry speaks parcel tongue.
Oh God.
Parselmouth, and which is the snake language.
He speaks parcel tongue. He is a Parselmouth. It's a complicated thing, but there you
whatever.
go.
He speaks it, and that Voldemort does as well. But I'm going, am I related to Voldemort? And I'm going, why would you not be? It's such an inbred society anyway. Given this 1,000 years,
also
everybody's related to Voldemort.
Also, he was cursed with a terrible scar with a terrible spell that should have killed him straight dead, but killed Voldemort instead. Of course, he has a relationship to Voldemort that's more than just persons were in the same room together. God.
And I do understand the horrificness of the sense of I'm related to this despicable person. I understand that by itself is horrible. But the other thing can be, there could be people who are Parselmouths and are not related to Voldemort. There is nothing saying that only Voldemort's line. And what does that mean? Yeah. This Salazar Slytherin probably also was a Parselmouth.
No, but he was a Slytherin. So if Voldemort was the heir of Slytherin, they would come through that line. That's the idea.
But none of this thing ever says that if your daddy is, yes, they do say it with the
pure blood stuff.
With the Weasley says if your daddy is in Gryffindor, you're gonna be in Gryffindor. But it's still not a given. You could still have had, maybe your mommy was a Slytherin. That's very unlikely. But it's possible. And at some point in these past 1,000 years, your mommy could have been a Slytherin. Or your daddy.
No. It's not a question of having been in Slytherin. It's to be an actual DNA descendant of Salazar Slytherin. That's what they're talking about. The being in Slytherin is accidental. So there could be a Weasley who got from the line of Slytherin.
Yes.
It's
very likely somebody will have some DNA of this Salazar Slytherin.
Like I said, because it's so long ago, all of them have all the DNA.
What I really enjoyed about this Slytherin, and you had the other people, which is the Ravenclaw, etc. So all the houses are named after these founding members. And these founding members had these particular aspects. But that kind of says, wait, there aren't just houses because we made this up and therefore we're going to do competitions, etc., which is really what houses are about. It is to breed brotherhood between certain students so that you're at least part of something when you're not at home with your parents. And then hopefully not breed discord between these houses, because not a good plan. But I liked the concept of, okay, this all got into existence because of those 4 founding members and they were fundamentally different. Maybe that Sorting Hat is from that era. Now
the thing is that the first movie actually skipped that, but there is the Sorting Hat song which tells you about these the houses, and there's the song of Hogwarts itself, which they also sing. Everybody in a different key.
They don't start singing until
the next
The
one,
third
and then they sing
movie.
something completely different. Because the problem with that song at the beginning, and it sounds so fun in the book, but I'd have to look it up where it is.
That's a song.
Yeah, but there's two. There is that a song?
This is a song.
Okay, so the Hogwarts song is sung by everybody individually in their own key, in their own tune. That it sounds interesting in a book. It's impossible.
You cannot film it.
You cannot film that.
No.
So I think that what they should have done is ignore that and just make a song. So we could actually have the lines, because in the song it talks about the houses and what they are like. Then the Sorting Hat also does a whole thing. That longer bit is the Sorting Hat talking about what each house does and why they exist. And they skipped that in the first movie, which is a bloody shame.
Yeah. And it leaves the viewer with nothing other than the excitement of
green, red, blue, and
and it's
and yellow.
The first time I watched it, which was back in 2001, the first movie, I was like, why? I mean, I get the excitement. You want to be with your friends. You literally just met them, but you'd want to be with them rather than anybody else. Because there was really nothing that Harry and I didn't know, and Harry would have known about Slytherin, that he would go, no, please not Slytherin.
That is again with the first movie that they did a swappity-swap of some scenes. There's in the first movie, when he goes to Diagon Alley with Hagrid, when Hagrid picks him up, the next day he goes to Diagon Alley and gets him some stuff. And then in the film, the next day after that, they're at school. There is a month. There is a month in between, and also in Diagon Alley, when he gets his fitted for his uniform, he's left alone for a second by Hagrid because Hagrid is irresponsible and leaves little kids alone where they shouldn't be.
He does in the movie as well.
Yeah. And there, because it at the clothes shop at Madame Markland's, she should be very much safe, and he's there, and another boy walks in, a little blonde boy, and who is a stuck-up little prick and says all kinds of unnice things.
Wow.
Yeah. So. And he says, I'm going to be proudly in Slytherin, so his best house there ever is. And so when they leave Diagon Alley, there is a month where he has to go back to the Dursleys, sit in the corner under the stairs. Under the stairs, and he can think about this because Hagrid has told him all the bad wishes come from Slytherin, so he has two pieces of information. A stuck-up prick who is in Slytherin, and Hagrid, who he likes, says that anybody who's in Slytherin was always bad. He has a month to stew on it, so by the time he gets to the Sorting Hat, he is so happy to put up a fight to not be in Slytherin.
But it's a shame that they can't really do time well in these films, because one of the ways that you know time's passing by is that at some point it's winter and at some point it's.
There's this lovely trope from old black and white movies of one of those day calendars on the wall, and then the days come falling off. I love that one because it makes it so clear that yes, time is passing, and a lot of it sometimes. Because you absolutely, the fact that he was stewing for a month about this before he got a chance to actually do anything with his stuff, it's kind of important in a personal kind of way, you know. And that's how it works.
Mm-hmm. So we get Lockhart for the dark arts.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's worth a laugh. I love it because Branagh is there for being a handsome devil, and I don't think he feels like he's a handsome devil. He does it really well. I love him. He is wonderful. Yes. Yeah. I love the scene in which they have the dueling club scene, where the highly blonde Lockhart with his white shirt and his golden brocade vest and being all white and blondish, versus Snape, who is completely in black with black hair. and close up to here and up to here. It's such a contrast. I love it. The look of that is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's very good, and it also shows that the iconography is important in this film.
Yes.
They have colored Snape as the bad guy. We don't know yet what he's done that's bad, but we know he's the bad guy.
Yeah, the question is what kind of bad, and because that is a theme that from the first one where they straight up think that he's bad, but then it turns out to be different, that they now have to rethink that things might be sort of more possibilities. There's shades of grey.
That's fair for a 12-year-old. That is what a 12-year-old needs to learn.
Yeah. And that not every shiny, beautiful blonde thing is
worth it. Because he's not worth it.
Good and useful and true. Because
he wasn't worth it, and he wasn't especially good either.
No.
Because he was cheating at everything. So just because he's shiny doesn't mean that he's excused.
Yeah. Oh. I liked the fact that Harry gets a chance to see the Weasleys in their own home as a wizarding family in a wizarding home. It's the first time he ever sees it, like the clock with the people on it that shows when people have come home and where they're going and stuff like that.
Yeah. So this one is about we see around the Weasleys' home as Harry comes in. We see the knitting of the sweaters. Of course, there's going to be Christmas sweaters and stuff.
8 now. and possibly a 9th if she's made one for Arthur as well. Because I think she might. For her husband. So 9 sweaters.
Okay. But one of the things is that, personal industry is actually you just magic these things to work. So if I can just have these knitting needles and I provide the knitting needles with enough yarn, I will have a sweater. I don't have to do any effort there.
A question of the nature of magic.
Yes.
Yeah!
Yes. Because then it comes up with, okay, so this is actually so they don't need industry because it doesn't matter how you have, so you buy a second pair of needles and then you have 2 of them going.
If you have the skill, you
don't need to build a factory anymore.
If you have the skill as the wizard or the witch to actually run 2 sets of needles and 3 sets of needles and 4 sets of needles, there is going to be a skill issue here involved, because you're gonna have the world this world does not run on endlessly poof magic, because that wouldn't work. Mm-hmm. The question before we sit down, you had a question about food. And the answer is I did look it up.
Well, my question about food was...
Because it's the same question.
Yeah, exactly. It is like, so you probably have yourself an allotment or a nice vegetable garden, and then you tell your spades to just do it. And with spades, I mean an actual... Yeah.
Now, that would definitely work, but you cannot. Magic does not let you make stuff out of nothing.
Yeah.
So if there is nothing to work with, you cannot create food. And also, probably if you only have a little bit of food, you can make a little bit more, but you can't make endless amount of food, because there is the law of. Let me check. Gamp's law of elemental transfiguration. Which there's a limit to that. It's like their natural law. You cannot you can do a lot, but you can't do out of nothing. It's not possible.
So you're still keeping the amount of transfiguration is one thing can be made into another, but you cannot make something out of nothing.
Yeah.
So you will have to have the one thing in order to make more of the other.
And in case of the knitting, making the knitting needles knit will run on power of your magic. If you have a little magic, you can run maybe 1. If you have a lot of magic, you can maybe run a whole bunch more. So,
but she only, this is very much a world in which the woman is running the household. So she will just have to have enough magic to going, we've got a pair of knitting needles going on pretty much 24/7.
And she's doing the dishes at the same time, magically. And she's doing the washing at the same time, magically.
Yeah, mending clothes and then also creating food. So nobody has to, the father works in the ministry.
She's not creating the food. She's not creating the food. She's making the food from the food that already from the ingredients that already exist. She's not creating food.
Yeah, but the ingredients she can make them in, for instance, a vegetable garden.
Up to a point, she can't grow wheat in her vegetable garden. It's very hard to grow wheat. You need a proper field for that. And I think that is one of the problems.
Well, they live in the middle of nowhere. They might have a field.
The problem with the wizarding world is that it is not a complete economic set. I think they're buying wheat from us muggles.
Yeah.
Buying wheat and potatoes and they're growing maybe a couple of pumpkins themselves and some fruits and stuff like that. But they're not. The Weasleys are not doing their own farming. They are not.
Yeah.
They're absolutely not.
The land does not look worked on around there. No.
They only have a house and a moderate-sized garden. They do not have a patch, a real bit of land. So, I think they are buying Muggle stuff, possibly also in Muggle places. Don't know, because Diagon Alley, the shops in Diagon Alley are wizarding shops only. There is not a grocery there. There is a magical cake maker, magical ice cream, a magical broomstick, magic wands, magic books, or books and magic books, but no grocer. There's no supermarket, like thing.
No.
They you know?
Yeah. Okay, so there's actually a hole in their society.
Yes.
It's like the sustenance has to come from elsewhere.
And
Possible,
that means
even normal clothes.
Yes, and that means that you have an economic deficit. They are spending money in the Muggle world.
Yeah.
And how that exactly works, but the amount of people is so small that I don't think it's going to impact in any significant economically anywhere. But I don't think they have a real economic system. They don't have a closed economic system. It's open, and probably running at some sort of deficit one way or another.
Yeah.
We might as well go on to money, because I do have it on my
Okay.
list. Money.
Yeah.
They have a money system. So England used to have a funny money system of pounds and shillings and penny and farthings and all that kind of thing, and they used to divvy up idiotically, and it's been normalized since 1960 something or other. I'd have to check, 1965 or something like that. To just now pounds and pennies and forget all the rest.
Yeah, which is 100 pennies to a pound rather than old.
But it used to be like what
11,
was it,
base
12
12
shillings to a pound, and then something. It was awful. It was awful. Now let me put it, because now we have the galleons and the sickles and the newts. We have. One galleon is worth 17 sickles. One sickle is worth 29 newts. One galleon is worth 493 newts.
17 sickles times 29 newts.
Yes. Yeah. For ease of calculation, I already know that one galleon is worth 4 pounds, 4 Muggle pounds. So one newt is a small penny. If you want to, I'll put a calculation up here, but it's a small penny. Keep that in mind, that an edition of the newspaper, the one that Hermione has brought in every day by an owl, costs 2 newts. Brought in by owl every day. 2 pennies. 2 pennies. That's no. There. That's weird. That wand. That's. Ron broke.
The nimbus.
The
wand.
The wand.
Yeah.
It's 17 galleons, which is about 50 pounds, and the Weasleys can't afford it, which is weird. very basic stuff that you should be able to avoid.
Well, this sounds like galleons and newts are worth a lot more in Wizarding World.
It sounds like J.K. Rowling doesn't know how to calculate.
Yeah, and that means for them that buying anything in the normal world is going to be ludicrously expensive.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe, but then that would be weird because all you need to do.
You would expect it the other way around.
Because they are the economic is open. There's not a closed economics. If they were a different country and a border, that would not be a problem. If you have too many systems that don't equate to each other, but all they have to do is take their galleons and take them to the Muggle world, buy all the stuff in the Muggle world, and bring it back to the Wizarding world, and then sell it for big bucks.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't work. I can think of that, and any idiot can think of that. In Nocturne Irony is going to think of that. So, yeah, that doesn't work. The monies need to be somewhat acquainted, because even in Europe, yes, there are differences between wealths of the different countries, but they're roughly in the same ballpark. Otherwise, you'd have problem. Way back when. The good old days, before EU, before Benelux, when the Belgium and the Netherlands and Luxembourg made a deal, there was this wonderful story of butter being smuggled across the frontier of Belgium and the Netherlands, because the tax in Belgium was a lot lower on butter than it was in the Netherlands. So there was smuggling of butter. Yay. And there was only a little bit of difference, and you already start smuggling. So yeah, if you have like a tenfold of difference in values, you're gonna have a trade like up the wazoo. And England is not even gonna know anything about the monies going in and out, because the amount of people involved is just too low. So just doesn't work. If you do the whole thing by the value of a galleon by tenfold, £40, it makes it way better. Then your newspaper would cost 20p, and your wand would cost £500, which I think is a much more realistic price.
Yeah. Another problematical issue is Dobby.
Oh God. Oh God, I didn't even write Dobby down because, oh my God, we don't know about Dobby. Dobby is a mess.
Wow.
Dobby is a mess.
Wow, that was cringeworthy. I'm sure that a lot of people love Dobby, so I'm probably going to be...
No, the whole idea of the existence of a Dobby, like, I mean, not Dobby personally, but Dobby's species in this way is despicable and ugly.
Yeah. Yeah. And
also,
then
all you have to think of them as being a little brown and with ringlets in the hair, and then you know. And
the self-flagellation.
Oh God.
I almost walked out. I was like,
it's really.
It's like, wow, I need to check my email now. Check my messages. No. So I, of course, remembered how he gets Dobby out, because that is a very memorable scene. And
at least he gets him out in this one straight away. Dobby is introduced and Dobby is saved in this same film, which I think, thank you, because God.
Yeah. And Dobby was powerful. The moments that he felt that he could do anything, that he could use his magic, he was kick-ass powerful. Yeah,
there is a fan theory of sorts going around the fanfics, because those are wonderful around fanfics, is that the elves, the house-elves, are enslaved. They are enslaved because they are so powerful. Because you don't want a magical creature like that, who is pretty much all-powerful, running amok like that. So in olden days, in the far, far, far away, probably more than 1,000 years ago, probably a lot more than 1,000 years ago, they were enslaved in some sort of war, and the entire species was enslaved. Yeah, it still sucks. I mean, it doesn't get any better, but at least explanation.
Yeah. And it does reinforce that this whole society is archaic. They have not had to grow with human beings and evolve. Society evolves because they're just living beside it. They're actively not interacting with humans.
Yes.
So any societal changes in the human world is incidental to them, and there's no reason for them to take it up and improve themselves.
Yes.
Yeah. So this movie starts showing that more clearly than the previous one.
That the society is fucked up. Yes. Yeah, straight up, yes. Interesting moment where Harry is accused of, what was he accused of? Oh, being having done the whatevers.
Yeah, no, the animal of the guy.
Yeah, he was accused of it, and then he goes to he's taken to Dumbledore, and Dumbledore lets him go, and I was thinking, where's the Veritas serum? They have a truth potion. They use it in number 5 all the time. Where is it here? If they had just used it on any all and sundry people, also in the past on a certain Mr. Riddle, or even on Hagrid at the time, they would have gotten the truth out of them. So the truth potion is kind of tricky because it doesn't actually make you tell the truth. It just makes you incapable of lying when you're asked a direct question. So you can, if you're not asked, what color is the sky, you don't have to say.
Yeah, you're not going to blurt it out.
You're not going to blurt it out.
So you have to ask the right questions.
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. But it's actually introduced in number 5 and not here because it doesn't exist yet because J.K. hasn't thought of it yet.
Inconsistencies.
Yes!
Okay, so the first film they started filming before book 4 came out.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. And the problem with that is that, of course, they don't know what's going to be in book 4, 5, 6, 7.
J.K. didn't even know what was going to be in book 4, 5, 6, 7.
But the people who are making the films don't know as well. And that is... so you are actually left with... You can't properly foreshadow things that really need like a hint at the beginning in order for it to pay off later. You can't really go with what is Snape, why is he, etc.
Yep.
There's a lot of things that you can't really... You can only keep telling this one story, which is this one book, which has usually got a mystery in it. In this case, it was the mystery of the dead girl. And
the Chamber of Secrets itself, yes.
And the Chamber of Secrets. So lots of stuff falls out of that, which is great. But... in order to do this so that you say we're having a story that is going to span all the way until defeating Voldemort, they can't do that in this film. So there is going to be limits to any of this, which a future version won't have that limit because they can properly foreshadow things.
Yes. That said, there was, I do believe that with the filming of these films, they did always consult with J.K. Rowling. And there was a moment where, and I don't think that's quite here yet, but pretty soon, Alan Rickman plays Snape. He was sort of going, I'm a little bit of furniture and I don't want to do this anymore. He wanted to leave. And so... J.K. actually took him aside and explained to him what the future was, and he was the only one who knew, and he at least he knew not to tell anyone. But she did have some sort. I don't know if that is exactly the plan that she came up with in the end, but she did say, I have a plan with you. There are going to be a moment for you to do some more. Because he felt underutilized, which some actors really hate that.
I would say that
but she was consulting with. She was nearby for consulting.
Yeah. I would say that Snape is totally underused.
Yes.
Because there are so many characters. There's an unbelievable amount of characters, and this is not even film 3, where there's introducing yet another set of large amount of characters. That we don't have time to go to really understand what's what. We will not know about Snape until, was it the fifth film or something like that? Something in the next, and then the 5th again. Yes. Yeah. And we don't really know much about Dumbledore either. We know nothing about McGonagall. We know nothing about any of these people.
Yeah.
We barely know anything about the children, if you're really honest.
We literally, I was thinking about that, literally, I don't think Harry actually met the Grangers. Hermione's mum and dad.
No.
I think he must have, but it's never it's not anywhere.
No,
not in the films, and not in. I think they're on the platform dropping Hermione off, and I think in real life, if this was real, Harry would absolutely have taken hello, Mr. Granger, hello, Mrs. Granger, hello, bye.
Yeah. But
we never get to see it.
Any time in the films to even introduce 2 more people.
So
it's too many people already.
So these Grangers are like phantoms. Even one of the Weasleys is a phantom.
Yeah.
At
least they didn't make the
Charlie Weasley. I think it's Charlie. Charlie Weasley is a phantom. He's not there. He's always missing.
Yeah. In this film, Ginny goes to school.
Yay!
Because the previous one she did not. And I was actually surprised how many times she showed up. She had barely any lines, but she was in many scenes and had pivotal moments, of course, at the end. Yeah,
Bonnie Wright, who plays that, we actually were at a convention where she was talking, and she's a really nice lady.
Yeah.
She had a little child. She said, "I just had a baby, so he's very, very happy."
Oh, yeah.
And she was so sweet, and she told a wonderful story from the first movie that she was actually suggested by her own brother, because he had heard people were looking for redheaded people to be in the Harry Potter, and he was a big fan, and she was a little girl, and she's going, okay, you brother, okay. But
she was really small.
She was really small, and so she went to the audition, and she got accepted, and then she was in that first scene at the station, and little girl, and then Julie Walters, who plays Molly Weasley, just took her hand and kept her there all the time, and she was such a good surrogate mom for her. And basically she says now that the Weasleys, all these actors who played the Weasleys, are a second family.
I can imagine, because you spend a lot of time with these people.
And she said over the films she did some scenes here and some scenes there. It wasn't too much and it wasn't too little. It felt right, and this one worked for her. For her.
Yeah.
And I think I also like her very much. She has a very normal kind of beauty. She's not a vampy beauty.
Yeah.
She's a normal kind of beauty. I like it.
She has a very, very girl next door vibe. It's like very much believable.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about the whole setup, and that has nothing to do with the actress, is that Harry's mother is a redhead. He is, of course, not, because he looks pretty much exactly like his father, except for his eyes. And then he falls in love later on with a redhead.
There's a lot of them going around.
That is true, but there's only one that's female. So
except for Mother Weasley.
Also, Harry going with Ginny is kind of, he marries the family more than he marries. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know if it works for Ginny, great, but Harry can use a family.
Yeah.
Because by the end of it, he's still not had any sort of youth.
Yeah. Another thing I don't like about the entire series is that J.K. Rowling has no actual idea about couples. The couples for her come in a couple of different types. There's only one who's happily married, which are the Weasleys. One. Then there are the distant
I think
people.
the Dursleys are quite happily married.
No,
They're just bad
you have
people.
the other type is the nasty stuck-up type, which is the Malfoys and the Dursleys, and then there are the historical ones who are the Voldemort's parents, Snape's parents, who all either enchant somebody into having sex with them and making a baby and then getting dumped for it and then dying. Ew. Or the Snape's...
I don't think I needed to know that.
Snape's mother falls in love with a muggle. Possibly, we don't know if there was spell involved. There may have been. And he doesn't know that she's magical, and then they have a child who is magical, and then he finds out and bullies this kid and the mother, and they should have been taken out of that place at once, because that is bad. In fact, some fanfics have him kill her, and then when Snape is at Hogwarts, because everybody disappears. There are no grandparents for anyone at all. The Harry Potter's parents are dead, but his grandparents are also dead.
A lot of single children. I've complained about this on this channel a lot. Is that if it just doesn't serve the writing of the story, and then they just don't come up with any siblings. But a lot of people have siblings in this world.
Yeah, but the Weasleys Weasleys who are wizarding and should be long living also there are no grandparents. There's no grandparents for Ron. There doesn't seem to be much family for the Grangers other than the mom and dad, and there's nobody else. The Potter line is gone. The Lillys, the Evanses are Muggles are disappeared. We don't know. Black family, Sirius is the last one. All his parents and sibling are dead. Everybody's gone. This is not a healthy society. I'm sorry. Everybody dies. I mean, I said 100 years for as an average. I think it's less, because there's so many people don't make it to larger adulthood. You know, everybody is murdered.
Agreed. So 2 things that I saw in this film that got glossed over because they speak quickly and never get back to it again is that Cornelius Fudge is the head of the ministry.
Siegfried Farnham.
Siegfried Farnham. So that is fine. And then it's briefly mentioned that there are 12 school governors, and one of them is Malfoy.
Yes. That's why he's there telling Dumbledore, making decrees.
Yes.
Interesting thing that I think is going on here, and we actually have seen this. I think Malfoy is actually modeled on Mr. Brocklehurst. From Jane Eyre in 1983. You remember?
My God!
You remember that?
Yes, he does have that vibe.
I'm 100%.
Governor, yeah.
I am 100% sure that J.K. Rowling saw that, because that is the right. We and her are the same age, and so we will have seen the same things that she saw, which is a Jane Eyre tea time drama. In 1983, she would absolutely have seen it, and Mr. Brocklehurst is unforgettable, and he's absolutely Lucius Malfoy. Absolutely.
Yeah, the way he came strutting into Dumbledore's office at the end.
And Brocklehurst is also school
governor.
One of them, but yes.
Yeah, there weren't that many others, like maybe 3. This is a 12 situation.
Yeah, the 12 situation is weird, because you have a school of 240 kids. They're
never, and it's going to be parents of these kids, so they're going to all be biased. So that's useless.
I don't even know which 12
I don't think you should be school governor if your child goes to school there.
Yeah, but that's how English schools work. I was talking to an actually Englishman about that, who was also did that for a primary school, and so we're talking about that. So that's somebody has to do that to because that's how English schooling system works. It's not a thing that we would be doing here in the Netherlands. We want other people to take care of that. Somebody who knows, who has gone to school for that.
Yeah. So I wrote some stuff down.
Oh dear. Can you read it?
Oh, I can. So there's a couple of morals that this film, I think, is trying to convey.
Oh dear.
You've got the basilisk snake. The basilisk?
Basilisk, yeah.
Basilisk?
Basilisk. You have an asterisk and you have the basilisk.
And Myrtle. And you've got, and I wrote down courage. This is a situation where Harry has to be courageous and start and I didn't write all the details.
And Harry solves the problem by being courageous, but that is part of his house. The Gryffindors are supposed to be foolishly courageous.
Well, I don't know about the foolish part, but definitely courageous.
Slytherins are pretty sure about the foolish part in Gryffindors.
And then there's a feel-good moment at the end where Harry gives the book with the sock to Malfoy, and he frees Dobby, because Harry frees Dobby, really, even though the narrative is that Malfoy does.
That's because that is how it's supposed to do. The
He
owner gives clothes, and then the elf is free.
Yeah.
Which I think is completely bogus, because it doesn't work in the world, because you cannot have free elves. But go on.
Yeah. So that gives us a super feel-good moment of morals. So Dumbledore then says,
"Oh dear,
it is it is abilities and choices.
Yes,
you have abilities, but you have to make choices whether to use them, when to use them, how to use them. So these are, as far as I can tell, the morals that are being... Because the previous film didn't talk about morals. It was all feel good. We win at Quidditch. Yay!
Yay!
And then we win at the trials. Yay! And this was really more along the lines of, okay, but what does it mean, and how do you think about yourself when you do things?
I think that's the anthem of Albus Dumbledore, is that he feels that you should let the people make their own choices and mistakes. And I think he is wrong, because he doesn't help people to be in a position that they can make choices. And that's because he thinks it should all be like that.
Abilities versus choices.
Yeah, it's the choices that you make and the situation that you're given. But sometimes he is naive, in that sometimes the situation is just pure shit and you don't have any choices. And I don't understand why he would think that, because he is nearly 150-year-old wizard. He should bloody well know better.
Yeah, he should be wise, and he should understand that a 12-year-old child is a 12-year-old child. That is not, you can't expect the same things off of that.
And also that even if this 12-year-old child is to be the chosen one, you should bloody give him all the help he needs, like a good place to rest and enough schooling, because they give him the basic schooling. They give him nothing else.
Yeah.
The first person that actually gives him a little bit more, and it's only a little bit, is Remus. Because
Hagrid is...
No, he doesn't give him anything in the world that he can use to fight Voldemort. No. Because that is what he needs to be doing. He needs to be working to fight a very, very dangerous wizard. And in the first one, I don't think Albus may not have known that Voldemort was coming back. But at the end, he must know.
And here in the second film...
He knows.
It's clear.
Yeah.
So Tom Riddle was right there.
He needs to start prepping, or have already started prepping, Harry specifically to fight this evil. Get him everything you know. If you don't know anything yet, get him he gets special. He's going to need special education.
Yeah.
Because this is not good enough, and they just let him flounder until the very end.
Agreed. Yeah. There's even years where he doesn't actually have lessons.
Yeah. in dark arts, absolutely not, yes.
Yeah, or plain at all.
That also, but then it's already too late. But while he's still in school until 6th year, he is in school, and he should have had private lessons every day of Flitwick teaching him how to duel, of Snape teaching him whatever
after your normal lesson hours, he should have extra tutelage of everybody.
Yes, because he
Monday
is...
on the one, Tuesday on the second one, etc.
And
everybody.
I think Albus believes that being intrinsically yourself is enough, and you'll make the right choice. And we already know with you saw it with Voldemort. You even seen it with Snape, who tried to write, and because he made mistakes, and then he tried to write it, and
nobody would let him.
Nobody would let him, and then. You know?
Yeah, because the system is against anybody who has made a choice, and you're forced to make the choice.
Yes, exactly.
So, and after that, you're screwed over for your choice.
And Albus bloody Dumbledore should know bloody better now, because he's older. He's that much older. He's 15 times older than Harry when the story starts. 14 times older than Harry when the story starts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ha bloody ha.
This film starts to tell us more about the, let's call it the DNA of various people. That's pretty ick.
Yes, but this is a pure blood versus mudblood world.
So here we come to the conclusion that various people have certain bloodlines, and other than that, I think that's enough for now, because we can get into that when it's important. But it is a point in the film. So
yeah. Last point I can make is Quidditch. Let's end with Quidditch.
Oh yes. Well, I do want to talk about Quidditch in the sense that finally we get to see Draco as something.
Yes, because we missed that duel in the first one.
And okay, for whatever reason, Draco was not picked out for the Seeker in the first film, and he really probably should have been.
No, because on the whole, they say it in the book somewhere, but the film went too fast for that. Is that on? No, I think they actually do say it, but Lincoln, you missed it. You're not supposed to be on the team in first year. It's a second year thing because
McGonagall didn't care.
Yeah, McGonagall needs her hiney kicked.
Yeah, she was really in it
that's not okay.
No, it's not okay. You're exploiting this kid.
What she should have done instead of putting him in Quidditch is getting him those extra lessons at that time.
Yeah.
But
so Draco is now being shown as he is the mirror image of Harry in that year, and it was hinted at in the beginning, because why else would we have close-ups of Draco? But now it's starting to get much clearer, and the only thing with that is that I feel that in the rest of the films they didn't follow through on that. It's not the antithesis of.
It's because a lot of his stuff got cut, basically.
Okay.
And some of the stuff that J.K. set up, she didn't play out, which I think is.
Well, it turns out that there's a lot more going on than just these two boys being rivals.
Yeah, and then it
takes over.
And then it got complicated. Yeah. But back to the Quidditch, and I do like the Quidditch. Excuse me. Quidditch. Quidditch. But I don't. Again, J.K. doesn't understand anything. She understands it in a way, and AI understands anything. So she knows. Okay, so it's a sport. So we have balls, and we have teams, and we have points, and so slap on some points on that. And this is the rule. Because rules, you need rules. You need like a goal, and if it goes through, then you get points. Also, already you get like 10 points for a goal. I don't understand why 10 points if you're not gonna do anything with that 0. Just take it away, like 1 point, because why? But the big game killer is the 100 points for catching the snitch.
Yeah.
Think about it, because all you need to do is think about it 2 minutes, and you understand never gonna work. So you have 2 teams, and they're evenly matched. If they're unevenly matched, it's not an interesting match anyway. But you have it sort of evenly matched, which is what the final sometimes is. But then you get a real match, evenly matched, and you get 2 points here. 20 points on this side, and then 20 points on that side, and then another point over there, 10 points over there. So 30 to 20, and then the snitch is caught by that side. So 30 plus 150 is 180 to 20 But if that side catches it...
The game is won the moment that you catch it.
Yeah, but that means that whatever you're doing with the quaffles here is completely
they're
useless.
assuming that within the time frame there's very little chance that anybody will catch that thing. That's
there is no time frame. It continues until the snitch is caught. There has been
So why is the rest of them doing anything other than going after this?
Exactly. Rule? No. Only the seeker is supposed to hunt the snitch, which is fair enough. But the thing is the 150 points. The ending the match when the snitch is caught, I understand. So suppose there was no points for catching the snitch. It just ends the game. So you have 30 on this side and 20 on this side. And now that side's seeker will search for the snitch and end the game, because then they win. And that one will try to waylay him. Now you get a game. But if there's the 150 points completely destroys the game. Because now the points actually matter if you don't have any points here for the 150.
Agreed.
Or you can give it like 5 points, and then when you win, you have like a tiebreaker by taking the snitch. Whoever gets the snitch gets that 5 points, and then you have like, if you have like 20-20, you have a 25-20. So you have a clear winner. That makes sense. But 150 points makes no sense.
That's a I want to say an FU, but yeah, it that one basically breaks the game. Yeah.
And it's possibly a good game, because games are always a little bit made up rules and try to make it work. But goes for any game like football or baseball. Or they all have silly rules that you sort of have to. Okay, let's make this work. It's a bit silly. Try not to go over that line, and then we're good. And and somebody saw you, then it was bad. But if somebody didn't see you, it wasn't bad. That sort of thing.
Well, the other problem I have with Quidditch is health and safety.
No. But that's
for the kids.
But that's entirely Hogwarts is like that, because
where is the health and safety?
And there isn't any.
No.
I mean, Draco, in the first film, Neville ends up in hospital wing with a broken arm. In the second one, there is a dead girl from way back when who died at Hogwarts. That's why she's a ghost there. So, health and safety, yeah.
Yeah, and Harry's arm got... he broke it, and then Lockhart made his bone disappear.
Yeah.
So, but nobody's taken to task for anything. Nobody's preventing anything.
The first one they sent Draco, Harry, Hermione, and Ron with Hagrid in the middle of the night to the very forbidden forest.
Yeah.
It's surprising that anybody survives in that world.
Yeah. Maybe that is the idea. Is now you need to go baptism by fire for everything. Because you just have to throw as much at these kids under relatively controlled circumstances.
Yeah, but now you can see why I was going, hey, I think McGonagall went to the Grangers to insist that Hermione is going. Because the moment...
they don't care.
The moment the Grangers would have listened to what McGonagall was saying about this school, they would have asked about health and safety. And then the answer would have been no. And then the Grangers would have said the hell with the no. But yeah...
They would have had to leave the UK probably to get out of the hands.
Maybe not. I think possibly if the Wizarding World is enough that McGonagall would have nabbed and enchanted the Grangers, because that's and then just make her disappear and she can go live with Neville or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, somebody.
Yes, I mean the next point, the question, of course, invites itself really quickly, is why isn't from that moment on Harry going to be living with the Weasleys? He can sleep on the sofa. He will sleep in the garden shed, because it's better than staying at the Dursleys. Now he has to stay because of that supposed protection enchantment. But we don't know how it works. No. We never find out how it works. We don't even know if it works. Much later there is an attack. Just the moment he turns 17, which is adulthood, the enchantment goes away. So they move him before that. But they know it's coming. It seems to be working, but I have no idea how. I don't know.
Literally not even the fanfic people have figured it out. Everybody's all been just sort of describing effects. We don't know how it works. So it's kind of like that.
And that's my opinion.
And we're sticking to it.